Hey there, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be talking about how to find motivation and stay on track with your goals. This is a little bit of a different video for me. I usually talk about 3D, things related to 3D printing, but sometimes it's good to take a step back, just reevaluate your life, your habits, and see how you can improve your day-to-day, get you better suited and on track to your goals. So this can apply to everyone. This doesn't have to be towards design. You can apply this to fitness goals, to career goals, even just things that you want to accomplish this year. Although I may talk about these tips that I like to implement, some days are better than others, some days you're more motivated than others, and that's just about being human. You're not always 100% all the time, and if we all were, then I don't know, I guess the world would be a lot better. Take these tips with a grain of salt and really try to implement and work towards becoming a healthier version of yourself. So number one, I would say, is to set daily goals. You want to have your big goals that you plan for the future, but in order to reach those goals, you have to take a step back and kind of tally up all the little things that you can do day to day to get you closer to the final goal that you have. And some methods that I personally use, I like to set reminders on my phone. I will set my reminder to read or start sculpting or start designing or watch a YouTube video regarding a certain topic or a certain subject. I'm ultimately saying that you should prioritize certain tasks throughout the day that you want to get done. And if you don't get to it that day, it's okay. I like to set 5 tasks per day that I need to get done. And this isn't always something crazy. It could just be like, okay, I want to cook dinner. I want to meal prep. I want to finish a sculpt. I want to learn something new. I want to read for an hour. Put those tasks down and it kind of gives you a sense of urgency, like, oh, I really want to check that off my list. So that's something that definitely helps me and will motivate you to get things done. And you won't want to carry those chores or tasks over to the next day. So I personally have like a little book like this and I just write a checklist. It's satisfying when you could just scratch something off your list. So that's something I like to use personally, but you can also have a whiteboard. That's something that I also have, a very large whiteboard and dry erase markers where you just kind of write your top goal for the week or for the day and you just cross them out as you go. And it really allows you to hold yourself accountable when walking by it like every hour in your mind. So it definitely does help. If you don't know anyone that could possibly be your mentor, well, I find that very unbelievable because we're in the day and age where you can find anything and everything on the internet. Personally, in the past, I've leaned to LinkedIn, where you can search up a certain career, for example, and actually reach out to the person with the job, with the experience, and ask questions. I would say like 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, people do actually answer because they're like, oh, okay, I was in their shoes once and I would definitely want to answer. Every time I've reached out to someone, they were definitely willing to help me or provide me with the information or the articles or the blogs to kind of help me get to where I want to be or what I want to do. So if you can't find someone in your personal circle who could be your potential mentor, definitely lean to LinkedIn, lean to people in the community, so community centers, teachers. Definitely do your research and I'm sure you can find someone that you look up to and could potentially help you move forward. This leads me to my next point, which is to be consistent. Set healthy habits. Try to do this every day to get yourself in the habitual cycle of working towards your goals. And this isn't just physically, but mentally and spiritually. Get into the habits of working towards what you want. Try to win every single day. And this doesn't have to be a big win. It could be a small win. The truth is, it does take brain power. It does take time to train your brain. As humans, we want all the pleasures of life. We want to eat all the great food. We want to sleep in. And sometimes you have to train your brain to say, okay, I'm going to head to bed and have a great night's sleep, but first I need to get this done. So it's about training your brain and strengthening yourself to try to work towards your goals. Strengthening your mental health is probably the biggest tip I can give you, because that is your drive, that is your fuel. Your brain is definitely the most important in this, because you have to be smart, you have to play smart, you can't work too hard, because we are limited to what we can do in 24 hours. We biologically have to sleep and eat and relax for a big chunk of that time, so it's very important. Certain methods to strengthen your mental health is to manage stress. That is definitely a tough one. Stress is difficult to contain, as well as anxiety. You could have a lot of things going on throughout the day, and sometimes it's hard just to focus and get the negative energy out. But you know what? Implementing time management skills will definitely counter that and help out. But there will be days where you're just overwhelmed. Those are definitely the days where you shouldn't pressure yourself to go that extra mile, but to take a step back and do healthy tactics. Like, some people I know do yoga, some people meditate, and try to get you back to that equilibrium state so that your body is not overexerting itself and trying to do everything perfectly. Just a side note, it's so healthy and good. Find time to smile and laugh every day. What I do to keep a smile on my face is remind myself how thankful I am with everything that I have, the relationships in my life, and I have a roof over my head, which I'm so happy about. So just take a moment to count your blessings and be thankful for what you got. I feel like that is just a side note on how to stay motivated and stay happy. So this next one is something that my mom has always told me growing up. It is stay positive and don't let negative, intrusive thoughts overtake your goals and your vision. Because ultimately, like, those negative thoughts are just doubt. They're not valid. They're just made up in your head. You're setting limits and self-sabotaging yourself, and that is definitely not something you want to do. So keeping a positive outlook are so important. It's one of the top things that you can do to keep yourself going and stay motivated. Another way to stay motivated is reading books that help you move towards your goals, train your mind. I've been reading this, well, actually it's an audiobook, but I've been listening to this book about self-sabotage, and it's been really opening my eyes on how much we put limits on ourselves and put barriers. It's just not the case. You can't worry about other people. If you have a goal, you have to go out there and get it, because chances are it won't matter if you mess up or you're not as good or if you're not a professional. You have to work towards that. Someone who is a great artist or musician took a lot of time to get to that point. They took hours. Someone who's a professional soccer player or basketball player spent hours on the skills and just worked countless days, countless nights on trying to strengthen their skills and their goals. So start somewhere and keep at it. My sculpts are not the best, but you know what? I'm not worried about them. I'm gonna post them because I'm proud of my progress and I want people to see my journey. Maybe some people relate to me, how I am working towards strengthening my skills, and feel inspired to do the same. Another way to stay motivated, especially when I'm having a sluggish day, I like to read one of these cards, and these are affirmations. And affirmations really help you uplift your spirit. And what I like about these cards is they're actually quite funny. So let me read one for you. So this one says, good things to come. There are so many amazing gifts coming my way. I can't see them now because I respect the general convention of not peeking under the wrapping paper, but they will show up when the time is right, and that's when I'll remember how much fun it is to be surprised. I think that's pretty cute. And I'll read one more just because these are so powerful when you're feeling down. Strength. You are hereby declared a strong, resilient warrior of heroic proportions. Enjoy your battles, whatever they are, because you're guaranteed to come through them stronger, brighter, and more compassionate. And based on what I know of mythology, probably with great hair and a six-pack. So these ones definitely have jokes, which help out when you are having a rough day. So definitely look at this. I believe this was purchased on Amazon. So I'll leave a link down below to that. Other ways to surround yourself with good energy is listening to positive music. There's a lot of music that's not so positive and are considered like low vibration. So it's good to listen to upbeat, motivational and happy music because it really does make a difference. Sometimes it could really like step you out of a bad mood. When I was younger, I was very insecure about failure and very scared to fail, but now I look at it as like, okay, it's a learning experience. You either fail or you do good. So if I see good in both ways, so if you do something good, it's like, okay, I understand what I did, I passed the test, okay, great, let's move on to the next challenge. If I fail, it's like, okay, why did I fail? What did I do wrong? How can I implement change to work towards getting good at something? It's definitely just an indicator that you need to put a little bit more work or you're not understanding something, and that is literally all it needs. Do a little extra research, try again, and you're guaranteed to get that success when you understand what you're doing and you put in the time to learn it. And it's honestly as simple as that. I feel like growing up, especially in the school system, there's so much pressure to succeed and get A's and be top of your class and be the best of the best, but in reality it's like, okay, if you don't know something, you just have to take a step back, start from the basics, and move up and move forward. You shouldn't feel bad that you failed because failure is part of life and you're going to fail. Everybody fails, and you just have to mentally strengthen yourself to know that, okay, I'm missing something, I'm gonna learn that, and I'm gonna come back strong. It's so important to be proud of yourself and look at where you came from and how much you've grown. It's so important to just realize that we're growing every day, and you may not realize that you've grown, but definitely others around you, when you put in the time and you put in the effort, people will see that you've grown and you've changed and you've strengthened yourself. Hard work does not go unnoticed, especially when you're consistent and you work hard and you put in the time. Overall, to conclude this video, just remember why you started and don't give up. Never give up. That is the ultimate form of failure. So keep at it, keep growing, keep learning, and learn to love what you're doing and train yourself to be the best you can be, and invest in yourself, because we are one person, we live one life, we experience life differently and we only experience it once. So live it up, be your best self, and continue to grow and be great and love yourself. So ultimately, thank you for watching this video. I hope you feel motivated to really kickstart the week and work towards a new beginning, a new goal, a new path. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next week with a new video. Thank you again. Also, I'm going to be starting up my Patreon again, so definitely check that out in the link below, because I'm going to be posting my sculpts and behind the scenes. So yeah, thank you so much and hope you have a great day. Bye.